You can rely on your car to take you places, but can your car rely on you to take care of it? You're not alone if you feel guilty for ignoring that check engine light, but maybe it's high time we start taking care of our babies. Hold up though, where do you start from? Welcome to Loving Your Car 101. Here are things that you do to your car that mechanics would never do. Starting off with overfilling the tires. It's very common for naive car users to overfill their tires because they think they're doing their car a favor. Instead, what they're doing is really hurting it in the long run. There are tons of testimonies online from people who have claimed to increase their mileage by inflating their tires to the maximum pressure included on the sidewall. What you need to keep in mind is that the internet's not always right. Your mechanic would tell you that putting your tires through it will, in fact, give you a rougher ride. Early tire wear, longer stopping distances, and higher maintenance expenses. So at times like these, when you feel like you're getting influenced by TikTok, read a manual maybe. Even the driver's door frame of your car should have a place card with the optimal tire pressure printed on it. It takes into account the mass of the car in addition to maximizing maneuverability when towing a large weight. It's acceptable to inflate the tires to the maximum pressure specified for the tire. It's not all bad, but the many drawbacks far outweigh the few positives. Overinflated tires have a harder time stopping, skid and hydroplane on wet surfaces, and wear out faster. To make matters worse, excessive tire bounce accelerates the deterioration of your vehicle's suspension components, such as struts, strut mounts, shocks, springs, ball joints, and control arms. You certainly don't want all that happening to your baby now, do you? Next up, mixing your fluids. Haha, another rookie mistake. What we all need to understand is that our cars won't like it if we mix up the power steering fluid with the brake fluid. Yes, even when it seems like the more efficient way to do it. Plus, that's definitely something your mechanic would never do, and you shouldn't either. The visual similarities between a pint container of power steering fluid and a pint bottle of brake fluid are striking. Do-it-yourselfers often consume them for this reason, and believe us when we say, it happens more often than you think. Repair costs can go into the hundreds if you ruin your power steering or brakes by using improper fluid. The expansion of the seals in a brake system due to power steering fluid will automatically lead to brake failure. The shop will need to repair or replace the master cylinder, calipers, wheel cylinders, and proportioning valves to remedy the problem. Plus, your mechanic would be super disappointed in you. In certain cases, they would even have to replace the ABS system, which is rather costly. The same damage happens if the brake fluid is poured into the power steering reservoir, since brake fluid is not a lubricant and will lead to the failure of the pump and the steering gear. Before you top up the brake or power steering fluid, make sure you check the levels. Also, using universal fluids. It's a capitalist world, and many companies out there will try to tell you that using a universal fluid is the answer to all your worries. However, mechanics would beg to differ. Also, they aren't even differing just because they want you to buy their fuel, it's purely based on details. As just one example, no universal transmission or power steering fluid can handle the wide variety of systems now in use because of incompatible viscosity and chemical specifications. Transmission and power steering fluid specifications vary from model to model and year to year among European, Japanese, and local automakers. When it comes to your vehicle's gearbox and power steering system, the handbook will tell you exactly what to put in them. If you can't find the fluid you need at your neighborhood car parts shop, go online or visit a dealership. Using an unapproved fluid in your gearbox or power steering is a huge gamble that isn't worth taking. Moving on, slamming your brakes. We've all seen Hollywood flicks where the actors are slamming their brakes during chases. Your mechanic would be super pissed if you ever tried to recreate that. Don't drive so irresponsibly that you have to slam your brakes, and do not ever do it for theatrics. Even though slamming on the gas and taking off quickly looks cool in the movies, it's actually bad for your vehicle in real life. We get it, sometimes it's necessary for safety reasons, but don't do it just to look cool in front of your friends. Drive your car gently. If you call it your baby, show it the same love that you would an actual newborn. Your car will last longer, use less gas, and keep you safer if you take it easy on the road. Plus, the brakes can get worn out from being slammed on so often, so that would be another expense off your shoulders, all done just by not being aggressive. Not to forget driving when the oil light is blinking. The low oil pressure light is standard on all vehicles. In the event that the warning light activates while you're driving, it may indicate that your vehicle is entirely out of oil. There may be a major leak in your car's pressure system, a blocked oil path leading to oil hunger, or the oil pump may be malfunctioning. Anytime the light turns on, it's best to pull over to the side of the road and turn off your car. Your mechanic will thank you for that. The next step is to open the hood and use the dipstick to check the oil. Add oil to the engine if the dipstick indicates it is empty or dangerously low. If your automobile is running on dangerously little or no oil at all, you might be looking at thousands of dollars in repairs. Don't assume you can just go out and grab more at the local convenience shop. You're not Flash. You can't be quick enough, and this just won't work. The potential consequences are too high to try. Instead, contact a close relative or friend and ask them to deliver the oil to you. Better still, keep a jug of oil of the kind and viscosity specified in your owner's handbook in your trunk at all times. The dipstick will tell you whether it's full or not, so fill it up and then check it. It's important not to overfill. Then there's washing your car with dishwashing detergent. You'd be amazed at how many people are guilty of this move. We're judging you for it, and your mechanic will definitely judge you too. The detergent in your dishwasher is specifically designed to target and dissolve stubborn layers of food, oil, and grease. That works well on dishes, but can chew right through car paint. Oils and resins in paint, clear coat and wax protect the paint from the sun's rays and keep it looking like new. Dish detergent may remove wax and peel away vital oils from paints and sealants, leaving your automobile vulnerable to the environment. To restore part of the UV protection, quickly wax the automobile using high-quality wax. Waxing your automobile after washing it with dish detergent restores the UV protection that was lost during the washing process. Washing your automobile with dish detergent on a daily basis can eventually wear down the paint and clear coat, leading to fading and peeling. You defo don't want to lose a leg over another paint job. Find vehicle wash soap in the automotive section of most major retailers. It'll save you money and protect your car's paint job at the same time. Discover what you can do to bring life back to your car's faded interior. Also, driving with little to no fuel. Every fuel-injected car has an electric fuel pump installed inside the tank. The manufacturers installed it there on purpose to ensure a constant safe temperature for the engine. Nevertheless, if you regularly travel on less than a quarter of a tank, the fuel pump may cause failure because of the lack of cooling. Here's the worst part: overheating isn't the only problem. When you often drive on low gasoline, the pump might get clogged with debris from the tank's bottom. Even the sock filter in the tank can get worn out, allowing debris to enter the gasoline system and eventually wear out the pump impeller, which will lead to the low fuel pressure. Finally, don't let your tire pressure get too low. Learning the ins and outs of tire pressure might be the tipping point into the murky world of a car lingo. Nevertheless, there are still negative consequences linked with ignoring this crucial auto feature. In fact, experts say monitoring this is one of the simplest and cheapest tests to do. Look at the tire pressure label, which is often located in the driver door jamb, to see what the manufacturer recommends for your car. The best mechanics would recommend doing this check after the car has been sitting idle for a bit. Don't expect someone else to do it for you at every oil change. Instead, plan on getting it done once a month. You'll be saving yourself and your mechanic from a lot of headaches. That's a wrap for this video. Which of these are you guilty of? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.